yourself with politics. We actually hate politics. We like to talk about everything else that's going on, but we did pick the right team, so we did want to rub it in your face. You can't see us with John Cena. But Young Thug requested to remain in contact with Gunna due contractual obligations. That's because he is signed to him. And he's going to do songs with his number one hand.
So if you
his number one golden goose.
So if you didn't read it here, man, Young Thug is free, man. They finally let my man's out of jail. He beat the case. Oh, he didn't really beat the case. He ended up taking probation. We got a video here.
He got Meek Milled is what they basically said. Instead of fighting a case where you could either win or maybe get really screwed, he's like, let me just get 15 years of probation. But that's 15 years of them messing with you. True. Are you sure you want someone looking over your shoulder for 15 years? And the crazy thing is that, they like to smoke a lot of tree. Tree's not legal federally.
True.
So since you got to do probation with the feds, does that mean he can't smoke no tree?
I mean, we gonna find out, man. We gonna play the video right here. You gonna hear some of the stipulations.
I thought you had the facts, Coach.
I got the facts. Yeah, Young Thug over here pleaded for his case. Then we got Mariah to sign this. Give her a response. And, Uncle Jay, he gonna give you the facts on the case. I got the info.
We need to see what lab Mariah the scientist came from, because there's like 4 women that look exactly the same as her.
True, she do.
What's some of the other ones' names?
I remember when he come back. I can't remember.
All right, we'll play the video clip.
Mr. Williams have no contact with any of the co-defendants in this indictment, with the exception of Mr. Quantavious Greer, that is his biological brother, as well as Mr. Sergio Kitchens. He's a phenomenal artist. He goes performer known as Gunna, Gunna. Mr. Williams and Mr. Kitchens are contractually obligated, and they frequently perform music together. Your Honor.
I take full responsibility for, my crimes or my charges. I want to say sorry to my family, my mom. My mom got 11 kids. I can't say all their names, my managers, my kids that's not here. Really everybody that got something to do with this situation, I want to say sorry for just having so much time invested into this, and I am a smart guy. I am a good guy, and I really got a good heart. I know the choice is yours. It's up to you, and I hope that you allow me to go home today and just trust in me, just do the right thing, and never see you again unless it's at a bar in the future or something. Just out of this type of situation, I promise you I won't ever be in this type of situation again. I'm going away. I've learned from my mistakes. I come from nothing, and I've made something, and I didn't take full advantage of it. I'm sorry.
There was people who was telling
Brittany
me I would never see him again.
PJ's baby mom.
There was people who was laughing at me and laughing at the situation, making fun of us. All you motherfuckers who doubted me and doubted me and said this was never coming back. All y'all. What you gonna say now?
That's how I feel about the election.
What about her?
What you gonna say now?
She like her?
She has
Favors a little bit.
This other girl, she looks kind of like her, but she
wasn't born. I see what you mean. So McCole showed me the picture. He thinks that she reminds him of is the Brittany Renner chick, PJ Washington, the basketball player's baby mama. But I mean, yes, she do. I guess I see she does favor. But back to the case. So if you didn't know, man, the longest trial in Georgia history is finally over with.
How long was it? It was over 2 years?
Over 2.5 years the case went. Young Thug's been in and out of court jail cell. You seen him go skinny to fat, which is crazy. Now
because they're not giving him all the nutrients.
Oh Lord.
Sometimes you gotta get the nutrients.
Now he's out of jail. I mean, I'm gonna tell y'all some of the stipulations. They saying he banned from Metro Atlanta. I'm gonna tell you how, that's real.
I mean, that's a blessing. Atlanta.
True.
I've been to Atlanta.
But Atlanta,
there is a lot of good looking women in Atlanta. So
true. I mean,
but there's also a lot of BS in Atlanta. You gotta watch out.
But when you talk about Metro Atlanta, it's basically like
Metro.
Basically like saying like Atlanta's so big Atlanta's so like Atlanta and Georgia, like Georgia's so big and Atlanta's in Georgia, so it's so many other places you can go to, like Kennesaw. You can go to, you remember where's College State? You can go to College Station. You can go where Waka Flocka from? Waka Flocka is from
Riverdale.
You got Clayco. You got all these other
Clayton County.
Clayton County. You got all these other places you can go to. So you don't So you technically don't really got to go there. So also, I mean, it's like basically saying like you live in Texas, you can't go to Houston. I'm pretty sure you can live without that.
Yeah, Houston trash.
Horrible. But that's one of the stipulations. He can't be in Metro Atlanta, and also at the same time, he has to do 4 annual anti-gang concert shows.
Oh, did you What's the show where it's like their teachers?
The teachers with the dude from Everybody Hates Chris?
Yeah.
What about it?
They were talking about Young Thug's show's gonna be like the main character's boyfriend in that show, because he does like PSA stuff where he goes to different like elementary schools and he does like raps.
Oh Lord!
But like he does like trap music, and he's like, "I never smoked tree. I never smoked tree. When they pass it to me, I say no, not me." But
disrespectful,
just like trying to make like cool PSAs.
Yeah.
That's not even how it went. I just made that up. But like he's something like that.
So I mean, you got bars, okay, calls? Nah, but so basically, it's like the Ti thing when Ti had to do all that community service, had to go to different schools and say like, gangs is bad, don't do drugs. But
drugs are bad.
Program, he got to do all that. He has to do that. Also, he can only hang around Gunna and his brother, which is his brother snitched.
He's like, I don't want to hang out with him.
But he can.
He can. Doesn't mean he has to.
True that.
I mean, I think the only reason he's going to be hanging with Gunna is basically to probably be like an executive producer on his music. I don't know. He might still do a song with him since he's popping, but I don't know if they're really going to be friends like they were before.
Friends. I think they're going to be friends.
He didn't get to work it out with Rich Homie.
Rich Homie passed away. That's why.
I know, but that's what I'm saying.
Pretty sure they would have.
They were like the closest friends, and then they like didn't speak for multi years.
But it's different because allegedly they saying that Woody and them, Pum that what's called at Nut, which is Rich Homie Quan's friend.
Yeah.
And that whole situation. Then you had the whole YSL Rich Gang situation.
Didn't someone have a mixtape like in memory of Nut?
Yeah, that's YF and Lucci.
Oh, okay.
YF and Lucci also messes with Nut. YF and Lucci is allegedly supposed to be getting out of jail in the beginning of January. So he's finna get out. I mean, they just let.
That's like what Mimo said in his song. I ain't YF and Lucci, but these wish me well.
Exactly. So I mean, they gave Young Thug 40. He got 40 years.
40 years.
They gave him 5. He did 2.5. They gave him 5 years time served because I'm guessing like how the math is with the jail math is different. Like you get so many days you get like 45 days for a month or something like that. And then on top of that. Then on top of that, he's on probation for 15 years now.
Yep.
One thing you gotta say about probation, I remember back in the day when I got put on probation, and I talked to my lawyer, and he was like, "All right, they gonna give you probation," and I'm gonna tell you right now that 80% of people violate the probation.
They violate us.
They violate, and I was like, for real? He's like, yeah, and I was like, I'm not gonna violate. And then I think I went like a whole. I had 2 years probation, but if I do good 1 year, then they'll suspend the next one. That's how they normally do all probation. Like they give you a whole bunch of time, but if you do good for like a certain amount of time, they'll suspend the rest. And then I swear, I was coming down to the last 3 months of my probation, and they're like, "Oh, we gotta." I moved back to Florida, and that's, "Oh yeah, we gotta violate you," because I got in trouble in Georgia, but they dropped the charges. And I was like, they dropped those charges. They say they let me go free and everything. It's like, nah, you had interactions with the cops, so I had to do my time there. That's when I ended up watching the Super Bowl in jail. I watched the Green Bay Packers. That's when the Packers won. And that's when Kobe beat the Magic.
Oh my
so
God!
All that in there.
There was a TV in jail.
You got 2 of them. We had 2 of them. We got two TVs at the top. I mean, you watch football, sports on one, and like people watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians on the other one.
That's the thing. If you want to be a criminal, be a good criminal. Don't get caught.
But we had a basketball court. We was always in the basketball court and playing space. So
you wasn't getting no buckets.
I mean, the rim isn't regulation height. It's like 12 foot because they don't want nobody dunking.
What is that?
That's how it was.
We playing like the women's game. Nothing but layups.
Nah, but
can't tomahawk on my cellmate. Ridiculous.
So so Fulton County is upset. They're upset because they didn't get the win that they wanted. They wanted Young Thug to get more than 40 years, and on top of that, they wanted him to say that YSL is a gang, but they didn't get what they wanted. So
they didn't need it because Gunna already said it.
Nah, but I mean,
he said yes, sir. Yes, YSL.
But they said they wanted Young Thug to say it was a gang, because if Young Thug said it was a gang, then all the people at the barbershop that got shot up, and the people that basically lost Nuts family, they could have basically civil sued Young Thug, and he'd be, oh well, look, he pleaded guilty to all this stuff, so we can civil sue him. So since he didn't
never want their street name to be Nut.
Horrible. But I mean, so it looks like as soon as they gave Young Thug basically once they gave Young Thug all that time and they let him free, they turned around and it was Yak Gotti and and YSL SB time turn, and they was like, you know what, we putting away our plea deal from them, and then we're gonna take this to trial. So a lot of people are saying like they finna throw the book at Yak Gotti because they real upset about the whole situation.
I mean, that's what they do. Basically, they dangle these plea deals and say, we're going to give you one chance. You either cooperate, think about your family, especially you have kids. They're like, do you want to see your kids again? That's the first thing that they do. Mm-hmm. They said, you messed up. You know you messed up. But would you rather do a little bit of time or be gone for decades?
True, yeah.
And when people get faced with that, that's why a lot of people snitch at the end of the day.
True.
Because they get everyone's like going to, even animals, they think about self-preservation. So when you really get in a bind, everyone, they're going to pick themselves over anyone else.
True. I remember one of the people.
It takes a strong person mentally to be like, no, I got caught up. I'm not implicating any of my associates. I'm just going to, take it on the chin.
True.
But I mean, it's I expected more. I don't know.
True. I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, like you said, because like as soon as everybody in front of that judge, all that I'm being loyal to the crew and all this stuff goes out the window. Especially like with one of the people in the YSL case, I think he was like a photographer or something. His girlfriend called him and everything was like, oh, just snitch, just say it's a gang, get home. We about to have a baby and everything. So
that's what happens.
It's real. People giving up real life things is going on. You don't know that.
But to me, it's almost
what.
It's messed up what I'm about to say. So just disclaimer moment.
I told you he own it. You trying to pop.
If you think about it this way.
Okay.
If you're a gangster and you're doing gangster things, you're part of a gang or whatever, and you get caught up and you snitch, you're trying to go back on like everything that you were a part of. And you almost like want to undo what you did, but it's too late. You're already caught. Mm-hmm. You are what you are. And now you're just trying to turn your back on everything just so you can get a lighter sentence. It almost reminds me of what people were voting on today.
Mm-hmm. What?
They want to think of this stuff after the fact instead of before the fact.
Mm-hmm.
So if you think about it, it's a lot like having a child.
True. I see where you're coming from.
I think people that have a lot of you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Turning TVs off
before
the TV's turned on.
Oh, Lord. Oh, one of those?
And snitches have a lot in common.
What?
They're trying to change something after the fact instead of before.
Are you talking about pregnancy?
Yes.
What?
I'm not trying to get a disclaimer.
Oh, I'm confused. I was like, what are you talking about?
I was trying to talk in code because, YouTube try to suppress anything if you talk about sensitive subjects. That's why we didn't really even want to have the election as a topic. Because you put it in a title or have a whole segment on it, they'd be shadow banning your channel.
True.
It'd be like a whole month of low views because you're talking about stuff that the public deems as being too much.
True.
And hopefully now with things changing, you'll be able to talk a little bit more freely. Or we could just say F it and just talk more freely. And if this channel gets banned, then TFTC clips will take over. But no, I mean, I just think sometimes people think about like that. Like they always want to think of stuff after the fact.
True.
They always want to make a decision after they got caught or after something's bad happened. It's like, no, you had the opportunity to make the decision beforehand. Just because you didn't think things through. Like, what comes with this. It's like when people act like, oh, I was a gangster and then these people got killed and then, someone snitched and all this stuff. And it's like, that's kind of like what comes with it. That's like me joining the military and being like, oh my God, I can't believe I got shot at. You joined the military. What are you talking about?
I mean,
or, someone being like, I don't know what happened. You know what happened.
True.
It takes two to tango.
I mean, yeah, I understand what you coming from. You have to basically know what you're getting yourself into. Every time people talk about street life, they always say you only ending up two ways, either in jail or in a box. So you already automatically know.
But well, at the end of the day, it's funny because people say that you end up in jail or in a box. I tell you what, I can guarantee you that everyone listening and everyone in the world, we're all ending up in boxes.
I mean, yeah, eventually.
That is 100% guaranteed.
But you end up sooner than what you're supposed to. Like 18, like Chicago, you'd be super young age and all that stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, if we really want to get into it, humans' lifespans are so tiny compared to when you look at time when it comes to like space and stuff like that. Like it takes thousands of years for stuff to change when a human lifespan is only for males 77 years, and for girls it's like 80 years. Since everyone always wants to say they have a midlife crisis at 50, your midlife crisis is really at 40.
You think so?
Because most people only live to 80.
I mean, a lot of people dying before that. I mean, a lot of people die like in mid 40s.
I don't know. What do you think about it? Would rather live like a full life in the 80 and be like a normal person, or be like a super celebrity but like be out by like 35?
I'll say the 80. Nah, I'm lying. I'd go to 35.
I'd rather be a millionaire and go out at 35.
Wait, when did I become a millionaire? At 18? Am I 18 or am I like 12? What?
I'm just kidding.
I get a year of balling? Nah.
You better ball out.
Nah, I go 80 then.
Clock is ticking.
Nah, I go 80 then. Nah, but I mean, I understand what you're saying, but when people think joining the stuff, they be like, it's not me. I'm going to get out beforehand. It's going to be different for me. Nobody really think about that.
Everyone always thinks it's not going to be them, but you got to really play like it could always be you.
True.
That's like when people, get out in the streets and they're under the influence and they're not supposed to be driving and they are.
Uh-huh.
Like, that's a risk.
True.
You might not wake up from that one.
You definitely want, and then what they always say is the more and more people you have, the easier it is to get caught. Because I mean, like with the Young Thug case, they had so many people on, so many basically co-defendants that you got people that are snitching, people that were basically giving out information. You got YSL Woody out here trying to teach a lesson, which is crazy. Like this whole thing happened because Woody wanted to teach Young Thug a lesson. Like, yeah, I'm your hitter, but you can't treat me any kind of way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just plant all these seeds and get you arrested. Now you're on probation. So next time you try me, I'm going to just call you PO.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think Woody's going to be around.
You don't think, I mean, he's going to be around. It's like 6ix9ine. 6ix9ine is still around.
Not really. He's not around in the rap community. He had to switch music genres. He went to Spanish music.
Yeah. I mean, he made money.
And I didn't know that when he got beat up in the bathroom, that he got beat up that bad. Because if you've seen face pictures, he has like a giant scar from like here all the way to like here.
Hey.
Like someone I don't know if what they had on their shoe or if they were bouncing his head on a corner, but like someone like sliced like half of his face.
That's what happens.
You look at it, like it's literally from like here.
He probably got it in jail.
Almost like my beard line, but like from over here all the way to like the middle of his chin.
I think it's called a buck 90. I forgot. It's a name for it. They
when they do like a deep shank on your face.
A deep shank on your face. Yeah, remember Almighty J that was with YB and Namir and them. He was in New York. He got cut in the face. So he has a cut here also.
Comment down below if you know that happened when he got caught lacking at the Planet Fitness and got the two Hispanic dudes beat the crap out of him, or was this when he was in and out of jail? Because he would like violate probation or this or that or be in jail. Did that happen when he was in jail at any time? Mm-hmm. Because I tried to look it up and they said it was from the beatdown, but I don't know.
Do you think that I mean, it's a lot of other. You know what's funny? With this whole situation going on, everybody's talking about Gunna and Young Thug. What about Duke? Nobody's talking about Duke Deuce.
YSL Duke?
YSL Duke.
Not Duke Deuce.
I mean, yeah, YSL MPA Duke.
Yeah.
You want to do it. Nobody's talking about MPA Duke. So, I mean, I don't. Nobody's saying, oh, yeah, you can't chill with him or anything like that. So
I haven't heard him mentioned at all in the case. Did he
get
caught up?
He got caught up in it, too, and he said it.
Is he free?
He's free.
They must have had nothing on him.
I mean, they have a lot of stuff on a lot of people.
Because like Enrico's not the whole entire team goes down. Like maybe like 85% they try to take down, but sometimes they don't have dirt on everyone to be like, this dude's fully a part of the Rico. That's like what happened to Gunna. They're like, you kind of knew what was going on, but you weren't really partaking. So as long as you just admit these couple things, like you're off.
True, but then with like Yak Gotti and YSL SB, they said YSL SB he poked up. He's already in jail. He poked up. That's one with the dress. He poked up YFN Lucci while he was in jail. So when the time where you heard like YFN Lucci got stabbed, allegedly it was from him. That's what they're saying. So he's already has a violent past. So they got some things on him. And then with Yak Gotti, they got the picture of him standing on top of on YFN Lucci car, and they got pictures of him holding guns and everything. And allegedly he's a felon. So
yeah,
I mean, so they try to, they gonna get you with something. And then I remember when Yak Gotti and them went on the stand and talked to the judge, because you seen how Young Thug was talking to the judge saying like, I'm not gonna be in trouble again. Only time I'm see you is in the bar. She told Yak Gotti like as soon as Young Thug case is over, she's like, nah, you ain't finna get off like him. Now you can negotiate all this stuff, but most likely you finna get him. So she may give him like 60 years, because he got 40. I mean,
yeah. Once they get,
but they got the ball, so it really doesn't. That's like it's confusing.
That was their main goal, man. Is just to get him caught up.
But they didn't get what they wanted, so
no. I mean, because they didn't do everything right. We saw. I mean, they were literally cutting so many corners. We thought that the case was going to get thrown out completely. And I honestly am, with the way that the case was going, I'm honestly surprised that they took the plea and just didn't finish it out in trial, because I felt like that they were kind of up by like 15 points if you want to equate it to a basketball game. And then to take a plea to me is crazy. Like, I understand that you can like take it to court and then it go wrong and then you end up 100% screwed. So you almost want to take a guaranteed win than a roll the dice, win or lose. But it's not really a guaranteed win when they got their finger on you for 15 years. We saw how much that messed up Meek Mill's life.
True.
I mean, he was constantly in and out of jail. Anytime they wanted to mess with him, they could check up on him and you know, basically have any reason to lock him up again.
I know they said the lawyer, Young Thug's lawyer, wanted Young Thug to stay in jail, and like they was like, we're winning. You can just wait here until like January, and then by the time January comes, whatever they give us now, they're gonna give us a lot less than that. They're gonna have to throw away the whole case. He was feeling like, but Young Thug said, nah, I'm ready.
He wanted to be done with it.
Yeah, because I mean, you've been 2.5 years. You've been eating jail. You've been eating jail
But
food.
I don't know, man. If it was me personally, I would.
You waiting?
I waited.
You waited out?
And, I mean, they said he had a medical condition.
Yeah.
Where like, with him eating like all the jail food, that it was making him go up and down in weight.
Makes sense.
And so maybe they said like that also contributed to it, of him wanting to get out. But if I didn't have any medical condition and I was like normal health and that wasn't a part of the decision making, I would have just stayed. If I felt like, dude, we're up like 20 points on these fools. We're not going to lose.
A lot of it's crazy. Like you say that, a lot of people say that when you get locked up, and like back when like people get like weed charges and all that stuff, you see a lot of people in jail. A lot of people say like, I'm gonna just sit in jail and I'm gonna just do 6 months, and then that's gonna knock out 2 years of probation. Because usually what happens, you go to jail for like marijuana or something like that, they arrest you. You probably get out like in like 2-3 days, whatever you see court or whenever court is. Then you get out or you bond out. Then they'll give you, first thing they do is give you like 2 years probation. So you can take the 2 years probation. Would you rather do that? Like you said, always looking your head behind your back, because you can't do anything.
Yeah.
Anytime any police interaction, you can go to jail. So that means even if you get a speeding ticket, it's possible that you can possibly go to jail. And it's not like they finna just tell you like, hey, you violated, come over here so we can tell you, so we can just take you to jail. They surprise you.
They just pull up.
No, they don't pull up. They don't pull up. They wait until it's your turn. It's your time to go visit your PO. And when it's your time to visit your PO, you go in, you're signing, everything will be normal, like a normal day. You go in the back, you sit in front of your PO, you're like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, I'm all right, you know. And then next thing you know is you see that tap on your shoulder. It's a police officer. Come on, let's go. And she be like, you violated on this day. It says it right here. And I remember, oh my God. And they violate you on a Friday. So that means you ain't nothing on Saturday and Sunday. So you stand to Monday.
Yep.
So I remember they said, oh yeah, you violated. They said you got arrested. And on top of it, you didn't do none of your community service hours. I did all my community service hours. I remember my people made sure I did my community service hours.
He was at the Handy Andy.
No, they had me on the side of the road picking up trash and go to the swamps and everything. So I was
Fighting
doing.
gators?
I was. It was in Atlanta. I was doing that, and then they said, "Oh yeah, Atlanta didn't tell Florida that I did my community service hours," and they was like, "Oh yeah, you didn't do it." So then, as soon as they violated me, I was like, I told the lady like what she was covering me, like, "Yeah, I did it. My grandma's here. She gonna get the paperwork, show you." But like, they ain't not gonna sit here and let you wait there. They gonna take you to jail.
Yeah, and then they'll figure out later.
You gonna figure out later. So I had to figure out later, and yeah, it ain't all that. So
you didn't even get to take a toothbrush.
No, they give you toothbrush. They give you toothbrush in a small plastic cup. You give it back to them in the end. But I mean, they give you that, a pillow, all that other stuff. But I mean, yeah, it's crazy. So I mean, so a lot of people do that. So instead of doing like if you go to jail, instead of doing the probation time, they rather just do like 6 months in jail, 4 months in jail, and just knock it all out.
Yeah,
I'd rather sit and then get it over with, and then look behind my back and always warn, and then violate. Then you send me back because when you violate, you could be working. They don't care. Going to school, your baby can be getting. I mean, they may let you go. If your baby getting born the next day, they may let you go.
Still not.
But I mean, if somebody dies, it has to be a direct family member, like your grandma, your mama, your brother, your sister. If it's like your auntie, they don't care. Your cousin, they don't care.
I mean, yeah, it's really messed up as far as like probation or if you're wanted in the state. I'll remember when Fredo Santana passed away, that he had a really nice house in Chicago, and I think he was out there, and of course they were going to bury him out there. That Chief Keef couldn't even go to Fredo's funeral in person because he had like warrants or stuff with probation out there.
Want to try it.
But he couldn't. But it wasn't even allowed. Like he didn't have any of it worked out. So if he would have went there, he would have got arrested.
True.
So he wasn't able to go. But I mean, that's crazy when you can't see cousins or close family members' funerals because you got problems with the law.
Yeah, and guess what? You won't be able to see them till you get out, and they don't care.
That's when you gotta call the Texas Hammer.
Nah, but I mean, comment down below, free Young Thug. Do y'all think that Young Thug is gonna do a song with Gunna? They already talk about doing a song with Baby, but moving on here.
Oh, Baby's having a comeback. Don't believe the hate. We riding with you, little baby.
Oh Lord,